Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a DIY with you. I'm going to show you how I took my son's bed from this to this. If you would like to see the process, the products, and the review of the products, then please keep watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. So my goal for this project is to be able to have this bed match with this nightstand and this crib without me having to purchase a new bed. Even whenever we move, we are planning on having the two younger boys share a room. And obviously, like, my son has no care in the world about the fact that the bed does not match, but it bothers me. This dresser will eventually be leaving anyway, so hopefully I can get this bed to match with these two pieces, and then once we move, get a dresser that matches everything, and then it will be more cohesive in here because it's kind of all over the place. The crib was a gift from my mom whenever, we found out we were having another baby. And usually I do pick like black or very dark furniture. I'm not usually like a white or a light toned kind of gal, but I wanted to try something different. So it's kind of like a warm gray color, but you can't really see it in this light. But it's a very, it's nice. I like it. Then I ordered this bed. Whenever we moved here, we somehow lost the hardware to the bed that we were going to use, which was just a black bed, which would have gone with anything, honestly. But like I said, we lost it. So I just ordered this. It's a day bed. It's actually a trundle bed also. Like, there's a whole another bed under here, and apparently a lot of trash as well, so I'll be getting that out of there. But so I ordered this, and the color that it came in was espresso. So I ordered this nightstand, and it was supposed to go with the bed. The nightstand and the bed are from the same company. However, whenever the nightstand came, it was this color, even though it said it was supposed to be espresso. Like, on the box it said espresso and everything. But as you can see, it is very clearly a gray. It's more cool toned than the crib. So the crib and the nightstand don't exactly match per se, but they match obviously well better than this. So I got this from Amazon. It's wood stain. It says it's odorless. This is the color Castle Stone. It is a warm gray. I did do a patch test a while ago. This was a different color that I ordered. Was not really happy with it. It was too blue. But then this one over here is more of that cool lighter gray. So I've decided I'm gonna try not to paint heavenly and evenly so it's opaque. I don't want it to look like how it looks over here, specifically because in this piece right here, you can still see darkness. It's not a solid gray piece, so I don't want the bed to be solid gray either. So if you are seeing this video, it means that the bed came out okay. I'm gonna go ahead, again, I am using this, and we will go ahead and get started. As you can see, I am starting off by just sweeping out from underneath the bed. Honestly, I have no idea how all of this got under there, other than the fact that it's an 8-year-old boy that sleeps on this bed, so everything just ends up on the floor. But once I get that all cleaned out, I am going to have my husband help me take the mattress off the top part of the trundle bed and put it onto the bottom part so that he can still sleep in here tonight, even after I paint the bed frame, and then we will get started with the painting. So I shook it up, and then I'm just pouring a little bit into the cap, and then I'm going to get started with applying the product. I know I did say painting earlier, but it's technically not painting because it is a wood stain. From what I've seen in other videos, usually you can use a wood stain, like you put it on there, you let it sit for a little bit, and then you wipe it off. But this one, I am not wiping it off. I'm just going to leave it on there so that the stain can cover the color that's underneath it. And like I said, I'm kind of just haphazardly swishing the brush back and forth. I don't want it to be opaque. I don't want it to be like too see-through either though. So I'm kind of gauging how much product I am putting on the brush, and then I am using the brush kind of haphazardly to distribute the product in a way so that I can still see the wood grain underneath the stain, but it is not so thin that it looks like a horrible botched stain paint job. At this point, I decided to go ahead and turn on my ring light just so that you guys could see much more clearly what I'm doing and what it's looking like. To me, I could see it was looking good to me, but on camera, it just looked like nothing was being accomplished. So I did continue on applying the product how I was before, just haphazardly swishing back and forth, and it's looking really good. So far, I think it's looking really good. This is with the ring light shining on it, so you can see a little bit better. You can clearly see that this gray is still more warm than this gray. However, I do feel like when it's in more natural light and not such harsh lighting, they will match each other a little bit better. However, I do think that what it's doing is good, and I can always go and order another one of these in more of like a warm tone like color and kind of like go over what I've done here if I really wanted to. I don't know that I will do that, but I do like how it's coming out. I think that brushing, how I've been brushing like kind of haphazardly and like smearing the brush instead of like painting has been doing well. As you can see, like you can still see a lot of the natural like wood grain grains in it, like how it's flowing. You can see like some of the spaces, like they took a little bit better than others did. But it still looks pretty natural and kind of just looks like a blue gray wood. But yeah, overall, I am pleased with how it is going. So I guess we will continue, and hopefully you guys will get to see the finished product soon. As far as the stain product itself, I actually really enjoyed it. It markets itself as a one-step stain, and I do agree with this. I did not have to do anything else to the bed other than just wipe it down to make sure it wasn't dirty before I put the stain on it. It also markets itself as odorless. Now, while I would not say it is 100% odorless, I'd give it like a 97, 98. I was in here applying the stain about an hour and a half this night, and towards the end, I do feel like I started to smell the product, but again, I was in there for an hour and a half, the door was shut. It wasn't very well ventilated because I didn't have the fan on, so that could have been a factor as well. But my son was able to come in here and sleep on the bed pretty much right next to the bed frame. Had no issues. Like, I didn't have any issues. I didn't get a headache, none of that stuff. So while I don't feel like it is 100% odorless, I do feel like it is odorless in the sense of if you're not doing it for a long period of time and you're in a well ventilated area, it really shouldn't bother you at all. Okay, so here is what the bed is looking like right now. I decided I'm not going to worry about these pieces down here because the mattress is going to be covering them up anyway, and once this part of the bed is back in there, you're not going to be able to see it. So I just did the outsides. I honestly didn't even do the back that's up against the wall right now because the bed's going to be up against the wall and you're not going to see that part either. But I did do this side. I did the front down here. So I've got everything done. I am going to let this dry. It says it dries in about an hour, but honestly, I'm just going to let it dry overnight, and then I'll put the bed back on and we'll do the front portion of the bed tomorrow. But I am liking how it's looking. I do like how, like I said, it still has some of that wood grain texture in there. It kind of sucks that the gray tones don't match, but I do feel like it matches 100% better than what it was matching before. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow whenever I finish up the bed. Okay, so this is after the bed has dried overnight. This is actually 2 days later. But this is after the bed has dried. You can clearly see the stain did take very well. You can still see the wood grain underneath it. So I am like very pleased with how it turned out overall. You can see the difference in color from the top part of the bed to the bottom where I have not yet painted. Again, it is a different gray tone than the nightstand in the crib, but overall, whenever I walk in here, like, to me, it just looks so much better than being that dark red brown color. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this part and paint the back of the bed, and then I will show you how it looks whenever it is all complete. All right, so I have painted the bottom portion of the trundle. This obviously is still with the ring light, the harsh light. I will make sure to come back probably tomorrow during natural light and kind of just show you what it looks like once it's all dried and once it's in natural light and how it brings the room together. However, I'm extremely happy with how this came out. I would definitely recommend this product. The only thing that I am concerned about or really thinking about doing extra is once the bed has dried, it kind of dried to like a matte finish, so you can kind of scrape the stain off, which I am obviously not a fan of, don't want to happen. So I'm looking for a good sealant to kind of give it that like semi-gloss finish that the rest of the furniture has. But otherwise, I think that the product worked very well. I am super impressed with how well it covered the dark wood underneath. I think that if I was to do like 2 or 3 coats, it would be like perfectly opaque, and if that was like a look you were going for, you could achieve that with this product as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and again, I will show you the final after once we get some daylight. All right, so here is the next day. This is natural lighting, so this is what the bed looks like. In the natural light, you can't really tell that the grays are 2 different grays, which is kind of what I was going for. And it does definitely look a lot better than before. The bed matches the crib and it kind of matches that. And again, at some point we're getting rid of that. So overall, I think it looks good. That's with the natural light. This is with turning the light on. Doesn't really make much of a difference. Again, you can see that the bed is a little bit more of a blue tone, but overall, still gray. Looks really good. Very proud of myself. I definitely do recommend that product. Again, like I said last night, I would probably just look for some sort of wood to seal the stain, because it is right now kind of like a matte, kind of chalky texture, and I know that if like he's getting in and out of bed or like throwing things on there and it's like scratching the wood, it's definitely going to come off. So I do want to try and find something to seal it, but otherwise this is what it looks like. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.